What if I told you that right now you are witnessing a hate crime? You might even be committing the same offense yourself. According to results from a controversial new experiment, millions of people are guilty of perpetuating a racist history that dates back over 100 years. What crime are we all so carelessly committing? Sitting indoors.
I can already tell. This is going to be an eye-opener and hilarious.
When you analyze the totality of the consecutive and consistent racial terrorism that the average person of color has to endure, it is a miracle any of them are still breathing.
So you're saying that just sitting in this room, you and I, a couple of camera guys, we're being racist?
Without a doubt. Think of all of those white-only signs that you've seen in photos from the Civil Rights era. White people have always placed a premium on indoor space and refused to share it with blacks until they were forced to. From the moment the first white person set foot in this country, there was only one rule that applied to every home in the colony: no minorities allowed.
Now, how would you respond to your critics who say you can't call the basic concept of shelter racist?
When that basic concept, as you call it, is weaponized against an entire community, then yeah, you can call it racist.
No way, dude. Sure, in the past, white people did not allow others to enter their spaces or drink water from the same fountain. But we don't live in that past anymore. Today, we all have freedom and we all drink the same water, whether it's Nestle, Fiji, Dasani, or Aquafina. Also, it's not just white people who place a premium on indoor spaces. People of all races put a premium on indoor spaces. Are you saying that Middle Eastern people don't prioritize indoor spaces when temperature is more than 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer? Oxygen, food, water, and shelter are top priorities for people of any race.
Dr. Miller Pearlman lays out the background for his theory and showed us how he's fighting to end the legacy of racism in his own home.
The idea of locking your doors is in and of itself white supremacy.
This dude is on another level. I have seen people of all races, including white, black, Asian, and Middle Eastern, lock their doors. Oh wait, does it mean black, Asian, and Middle Eastern people are also participating in white supremacy? Now that's something to think about. See, I told you guys that this was going to be an eye-opener.
During our interview, we found he does in fact practice what he preaches. Who was that?
I don't know.
And that wasn't the last time. During our visit, more than 23 perpetually invited visitors, as he calls them, entered his home. So you're saying that any person of color at any time can come into your house for any reason?
That's right.
I mean, wow. I did not see that coming. I could never do that. I always lock my doors. I am not going to lie. He's got my respect for practicing what he is preaching. The black guy taking the bottle of water from Matt's hand was the cherry on the top. So well done.
Dr. Miller Pearlman conducted a social experiment involving students at a university.
We took an average white student and told them to make sure that no one used this door until we said it was okay. If you'll notice, the only people being stopped are black.
The only people trying to get in are black.
We conducted this experiment over the course of a week with dozens of volunteers. No matter the age, sex, height, or weight of the volunteer, the only people that were being denied entry indoors were black.
How many white people tried to go in?
Well, that data fell outside the focus of this particular experiment.
This dude is delusional. How is he a doctor when he doesn't even know how to conduct an experiment properly? It's like me going to a small village in India and saying, this village is racist. The only people I see here are Indians. You have to conduct your experiment where there is a diverse group of people. How does a doctor not know about selecting a proper sample size for an experiment?
We decided to try our own experiment to see if we could get the same results. Our volunteer fit the criteria of the original experiment: a 25-year-old man, average height and weight, and white. We also gave him the same instructions. Do not let anyone use the door until we tell you otherwise.
Great. I mean, the previous experiment was completely useless. So let's hope this experiment provides some useful insights. Let's see the results of this experiment.
For the first hour, we didn't see anyone try to go in, or many people pass by at all. After a while, we did notice this.
I would have done the same thing as this black man did. He read the sign and looked at the hours of operation, and if the store is closed, he then walked away after reading what was written on the door. Any normal person would do the same.
It was after this incident our producers realized we were conducting our experiment at a Chick-fil-A. Since it was Sunday, we decided to pack it in and present our results to Dr. Miller Pearlman for review.
Right here. You can see it for yourself. The presence of a white authority figure was enough to trigger centuries of oppression.
You serious?
This dude is so hilarious. It's hard to believe that this is real. The black guy clearly read something on the door and walked away. It had nothing to do with the white authority figure or oppression.
Do you think other conditions, aside from racism, could have accounted for the results of our experiment?
You'll have to be more specific.
If I told you we did it at a Chick-fil-A,
I don't see how that could affect the outcome, no.
and it was on a Sunday.
No.
Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday.
God rest on Sunday. Racism doesn't.
Oh, he is so good, man. This is unbelievably funny. My jaws are hurting from laughing so much. If you look at the door, it clearly says, closed Sundays. That's what the black guy read, and then he walked away. It has nothing to do with racism. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is not real, but a satire.
So you're saying that even if a business is closed, it's still racism if they don't let a black person in?
Bigots will always hide behind convenient excuses. In 1823, it was the Bible. In 1923, Jim Crow. And in 2023, they hide behind a sign that says, closed.
Oh, that was so funny. Where, and how did you find him, Matt? I thought I had seen all kinds of crazy people, but I was wrong. This dude is on a whole new level of craziness. Matt nailed it with this one. That 6-ish minute intro at the beginning, as a parody of 60 Minutes. And then this dude and the black guys randomly roaming in the house. You really outdid yourself with this one, Matt. This was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for this masterpiece.